everybody! In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I went from pastel hair color to this blonde that I have now. I'm not sure if it's going to be picking up on camera how it does in person, but it is more of an oatmeal blonde, so more on the neutral side with some hints of warmth, and then I did add a little bit of ash to cut that, so in some lighting you can see that it does have cool tones, but for the most part it is just more of an oatmeal or neutral blonde hair color with a little bit of warmth. I'm just going to be going over the process quickly on how I went from pastel hair colors to this blonde that I have now, and it was a process to get here. The first thing that I did was the Malibu DDL or direct dye lifter. I did it the exact same way that I did before, and I'll be linking that video down below, and I am going to be showing you guys a before and after. I'm not going to be showing the process at all in this video just because I already have a whole video dedicated on that, so if you are interested in seeing that, then go ahead and check out that video. Like I said, I'll be leaving that link down below. But I am going to be showing you the before with my faded pastel hair and the after of how it lifted out using the Malibu DDL. I did that, all I did was shampoo it out twice and lightly condition my ends, and I let my hair sit in a towel for around 10 to 15 minutes, and then when I took it out of the towel I just used my fingers to sort of comb through. I didn't want to use a brush or anything just because even though it is a gentle lifter, it was still opening up my cuticle, and my hair did not necessarily feel in bad condition, but I didn't feel the need to run a brush through it, so I just finger combed it out. I didn't put any product or anything in it, and then I let it air dry for about 90% of the way, and then the last 10% or whatever, I went ahead and blow dried it out. It definitely lifted to a very light blonde, and it was definitely a bright yellow and orange in a lot of spots, so I obviously needed to correct and counteract that. So what I decided to do was keep the light blonde, but I wanted to blend it out for when my natural hair starts growing in, that it's not going to be such a harsh and dramatic line. So I decided to do a reverse balayage or a root smudge, whatever you want to call it. And before I get comments saying that what I have is not a balayage, it is a reverse balayage because I was hand painting. I was not using a foil or anything, and the definition of balayage is to sweep. So it's basically a hair color that's not going to be in a foil. With saying that, there is foilage and everything like that, but I think people get confused when they see the term balayage. They're assuming it's painting the ends a lighter color, but what I did was a reverse balayage, so basically filling in the areas. Instead of going in and putting lightener on the ends, I basically went and did the opposite to fill the color in. So you're going to see that in that clip. But I want to explain quickly the formula that I did use. So the hair color I used in this video is the GK Hair Juvexen hair color. It's the color that I also use at the salon. I absolutely love the GK hairline, everything that they are about. I love the way it feels in the hair, and I decided to just do a level 7-8. My natural hair sits at a level 6-7, so I figured doing it this way I could always go and do it a little bit darker, but being blonde, you know it's sort of hard going darker because you are used to seeing the brightness around your face, so I didn't want to go too dark. So what I did was mixed around 1.5 ounces of level 8. It just sits at a neutral or natural level, and then I did around 1-inch strip of the 7.1, which is a level 7 ash. And I did that to cut some of the warmth out, even though I knew using a level 8 and going up about 2 or 3 levels would already sort of neutralize. I wanted to make sure, because my hair does tend to pull warm or stay warm, so I just wanted to add that little bit of ash in there to counteract the warmth. And I did mix that with an 8 volume developer, and the GK hair is a 1 to 1.5 ratio, so I did that. the only color that I did use, but I did different techniques to sort of counteract all of the yellow and orange that I had in my hair with that specific color. But I'm going to be showing you guys a quick clip of how I did it, just a very small portion, but I did start in the back first, so you're going to be seeing that clip, and then I show you just a really small clip that I did in the front. But I did really want to make sure that I was counteracting as much of that warmth as possible, so I did have to use a mirror for that. Did to start, obviously in the back, but I did this all the way around, did a root touch-up technique. So basically just painted it on my root and did that out to about 1 inch. And I did start from the bottom and worked my way up just so I was not getting any dark on my lengths, because I wanted to keep this a light blonde color. So like I said, I started from the bottom, worked my way up, and I did about 1 inch of that outgrowth, and then I took a comb and combed that through, and then I grabbed that section, let's just say that this is the section here. So I grabbed the section from the bottom, and then once that was combed and diffused out, I made sure that all of the warmth, like the darker warmth, was counteracted, and then I took my brush and painted a half low light down just to sort of break that up. I didn't take the low lights all the way through in most of the spots. I did if there was warmth all the way through from the roots to the ends, but for the most part I just did a half low light, and that is where the balayage part came into play. That technique all over and let that process for about 15 minutes, and then for the front I wanted to make sure that it was bright enough for how I wanted my hair to be. So I took the GK hair lightener and an 8 volume, so the lowest volume that the line has, and I balayaged the highlights in just this portion, so basically just the front section, and I only did the very top where my bangs are. For around 7 to 10 minutes because I already had previously blonde hair that was compromised, so I wanted to be very careful, and I do not recommend really doing that at home, but I know I'm going to have some people that do their hair at home, so I wanted to just be honest with you guys and let you know what I did. So once I was done processing, I just rinsed the lightener off, and once all the lightener was gone and I only had about 50% of the color in my hair still, I sort of shampooed it in and basically massaging it from root to tip, because at that point I did not have any color on the ends of my hair and they were still quite bright. So just doing this technique, it's not necessarily going to tone the hair permanently, but it's going to sort of tone down the brightness of the hair. Like I said, I wanted to keep my ends light, but they were quite yellow. So I just sort of massaged that in all over my hair for about 2 to 3 minutes and then rinsed it completely, shampooed it twice, and I did use purple shampoo on the second time, and then I used a deep conditioner in my hair and left that on for about 15 minutes. This is the after that you are seeing. It is sort of an oatmeal blonde with a slightly darker root, and and I am very happy with it. And I do want to say that the pastels and vivids, they are very fun to do, but if you are going to have such a light pastel color, they fade so fast, and I do have a couple videos on that. And honestly, it's just not my style to have to deal with a hair color that often. I don't mind coloring my hair every 4 to 5 weeks or anything like that, but having to put color back into it almost every other wash or every wash is just sort of a pain in the ass, honestly. So I had fun while I had it, but this hair color is definitely going to be easier for me to maintain. So I just wanted to update you guys because I knew I was probably going to be getting questions on how I got this hair color. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and ask down below and I will be happy to help you guys out. And I do want to mention a color like this should be left to the professionals, but I know I'm going to be having people that color their hair at home ask me how I did it. So I did want to inform you guys on how I did it. Although I do not recommend using lightener at the house, I know people still do it, so I just wanted to be honest with you guys on what I did. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss videos from me. If you have any requests, go ahead and leave those down below also, and I'll be happy to do those. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.